Well, good morning. We're just having a cup of tea before we start today's video. Today I've had a lot of questions about the adversity of being an artist, and when families don't like what you're doing, families don't want you to do art, when people don't like your art, there's a lot of people that stop their art because of other people. And today we're going to talk a little bit about that. So I'm going to finish my cup of tea and we are going to do a lovely drawing. I have no idea what it's going to be yet, but it's going to be something good. It's going to feel something exciting this morning. So if you're ready to do some drawing and you want to see about the difficulties of being an artist, then go this way. Welcome back. I had a delicious cup of tea in the garden to wake up my fingers. So today we are talking about this kind of adversity of being an artist and being that creative. Doesn't have to just be an artist, but being in that kind of creative element of life, it can take a lot of hardship. And there's really three steps to, there's three steps to, I find 3 steps to kind of make this work, make this happen, make it healthy for you. And, you know, like yesterday we did the gorgeous green cat, you know. You might look at that and think, well, is it a frog? Is it because of the green? You know, lots of people have a different opinion on work that you do, and you know, that's something that you really need to get used to. You really have to. Let's swap those over. Green cat in the background, and a new piece of paper. Now, part of the problem is really about how you deal with all of these problems and all these things that are going on in your life. Obviously, by being an artist, you are going to be different. You are going to be dressing different. You're going to be talking different, thinking different. Everything's going to be different. So for you to find other people that think similar is a great joy, but it doesn't happen very often. And the more you kind of get into it, the more you get deeper and deeper and deeper into you. And that is part of the issue. Right, I'm going to put down some ink while I'm talking. Yeah. Yes. Lovely. So, it really comes down to how you deal with things. And basically I find that there's 3 ways of dealing with this lifestyle and the people that you interact with. One is that you can suffer through it. You can suffer. Every comment, you know, like I said, oh, you drew a green frog. Well, no, it's a green cat. Oh, and you might take that very deeply as some kind of personal dig, some kind of personal attack. And it might really bug you. It might really kind of get to you, and it might really ruin your day. And that is, in my mind, that is really where it becomes your problem. You can't let everybody's opinion affect you. You can't do that. Otherwise, you will literally go mad. You will literally go mad. You will get upset by every single thing, every rejection, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's in your art, you will get desperately upset. And it will really get you to the point where you absolutely hate everything that you are doing and you don't want to do any more of it. And that is definitely not the stage you want to get to. Now, the second thing is that you could accept it. Okay? So we're going to be going suffer from it, accept it, or change. Now that's really the only three options that you've got. And that option is yours. Remember that this is your life to live. So this becomes your option. And you can't get to a point where you're saying, well, other people have. That's just not going to kick it, I'm afraid. You know, I've always had this kind of thing that maybe being a cartoonist is not seen as such a artist as like you might find like some of those kind of, you know, the type, the ones that kind of do their abstract art. And yes, there is some artists and some pieces of abstract art that are absolutely mind-blowing, but there's about 90% of it that's just kindergarten shite, really, you know. Forgive me for speaking so bluntly. But I do find it very, very true. It's like a lot of it is just kind of like splat, 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 swam. You know. And so I kind of felt like, you know, you can sell those for like £100 million if you're lucky enough. And whereas something like what I do, it's kind of seen as fun. It always bugged me. Always some of the greatest artists I've met through the channels of animation like Disney and such, and some of the most incredible people I've ever met ever. Still to this day, I will look back and think, oh, I remember, you know. So that brings us down to something where we need to kind of accept it. Accept that these people do not understand what you are doing. Accept that these people are, I don't want to say idiots, but they are not understanding what you are trying to achieve. It is a it's a very sad state. So you can accept it and say that these people don't understand what I'm doing, the same way that I don't understand why that guy works on engines every day of the week. The same type of thing. And I'm sorry, but I'm really getting some kind of vibe going here with something that's just following the vibe, if you know what I mean. And so accept it. Accept that it's going to be a hard life to be an artist. Accept that there is going to be people that do not understand you. That this is going to be a life of misunderstanding, rejection. It's just the subject that you have chosen. And of course, you might fall into a lovely situation where you get a lot of people that love what you do and love your style of drawing, and you get paid fortune. You know, you get paid so much money to draw the way that you want and the way that you like. And that also happens. But accept it. Accept their view. The same way that you would accept their religious view or their political view. Their artistic view, the view of you, means nothing. It means nothing to you. It means nothing about the way that you are. And that is something that, you know, I've dealt with a lot. So, the only thing left is really, if you've been rejected, if you are suffering, then my heart goes out to you. And I do know a lot of people that contact me about this kind of suffering thing. They've suffered up by the hands of their family. Well, at the same time that you've let that happen, whereas you could have accepted it, or you could take a very deep breath and you could change. Change is one of the beautiful parts of it. Change is where the magic happens. Change is when you decide. You decide how you react to that comment. You react in the way that you want to. You react. You feel what you want. And by understanding that power of change, means that you don't have to be hurt. Change and react the way that you want to react. Change so that their words don't have that power, you know? And I've found that over time, my heart has become a much tougher beast. My heart has accepted that my art is not everybody's thing. Accept that I am not everybody's thing. And that kind of has calmed my whole being down. It has calmed my heart. It has calmed my moods. And I find that quite powerful. I find it's quite powerful in the fact that now when people say things to me, I don't care. You know, like at the beginning of the video, I was sitting in the garden, and I don't care if my neighbor is looking over the fence and thinking, what a crazy man lives next door, or down the road, or, you know, it doesn't bother me at all. It does not bother me in any way. This is who I am, and this is what I enjoy being. I enjoy being this. I enjoy being me. I enjoy drawing and releasing my energy I love to wake up in the middle of the night, even though sometimes it drives me mad. I love the fact that I wake up and I think, my God, I've got this great idea for a story. Wouldn't it be amazing if? And I have to write it all down and what. Yes, sometimes I wake up in the morning and think, you silly boy, you need some sleep. And definitely Mr. Miro has woken up in the middle of the night sometimes and come over and looked at me and said, please put down your sketch pad. Please, 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 please get some sleep. Because if you can't sleep, I can't sleep. You know? Another bird. I really kind of feel like I did glue my little paintbrush, but now I can't remember where I put it. Little paintbrush, where have you gone? So change. Be the person that you want to be. That's what you need to do. You need to stop listening to everybody. All your family, you know, you don't need to listen. All your friends say, oh my God, your silly little paintings. Phew. Don't listen. Don't listen. But do concentrate on you. Step back from the suffering by changing into the person that you want to be. I really strongly advise you to do that. Strongly become the person. Stop listening so much to the outside world about other people's opinion, other people's thoughts. It will not help you. If you're not happy with what other people are saying, stop listening. I have so many people that write to me and say, oh, I stopped doing art because my mother hated it. Okay. I stopped doing it because my art teacher said I was rubbish. You know? And honestly, I just want to... My art teacher banned me from drawing cartoons in class. Even though it was a form of art, a form of drawing, I was not allowed to do it. And that only brought up a kind of hatred almost, you know. Although hatred is a very, very strong word, I would say it brought up this very, very powerful opinion that everybody felt the same way as my big, powerful art teacher. Everybody was thinking that way. Everybody was thinking, I don't want you to do cartoons. I don't like your cartoon drawings. And then when I left school, I got a job working for Disney at 17. 17. And on the first movie that we did, which was Roger Rabbit, I was given this jacket. A big, beautiful embroidered jacket. There's a photo of it somewhere. Of me with hair and my Walt Disney animation jacket. And I remember being so proud to wear it back to school when they did that kind of callback and you go to visit your teachers. Well, I don't know if they do it anymore, but and I wore my t-shirt back, and it was only faced with the same crap that I was given at school, the same negative vibes of like, oh, well, you got lucky type of thing, or oh, I don't believe it. I actually met one of my old friends in Virgin Records one time, and I had met him, and he's like, oh, hey man, hey, how you doing, you know? And we had a talk, and he was like, oh yeah, I got this job working for my uncle doing roof tiling and stuff like that, or whatever it was. And I was like, oh, that's brilliant, man. Well done, well done. And he said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm working at Walt Disney. I'm working at the Disney studios. And he blankly refused to believe. He just blank. And I said, look, I've got my jacket and blah, blah, blah. No. He just refused to believe it. Now I kind of look back and laugh. But at the time, it was very heartbreaking that I had achieved something quite incredible. And I had been faced with this rejection of belief, you know, and there's nothing I can do about that. There is nothing that I can do to make that person believe. And I did start to think, well, is everybody going to reject the fact? Is everybody going to be so negative towards me? Is everybody going to be, I don't know, jealous? I don't know. So you have to be quite a strong character to be an artist, I'm afraid. If you want to wear a furry top hat, people will give their comments. Okay? People will give you their comments. Whether you ask for it or not, people will give you their comments. It's almost like you can't do that around us. And then that comes down to, how do you deal with it? How do you react to it? And the only way to deal with it is to be you. Say, I feel beautiful. I feel beautiful and I'm happy. I'm happy being this way. I'm happy in my life. I'm happy. And then you need to, and you will find, although at the beginning you will feel a little bit, of that suffering that I talked about. You'll feel a little bit of that pain, that kind of negative rejection almost. You will feel it. But I tell you, and I promise you, at some point, you will start to look at yourself and you'll say, you know what? That's me. And I love me. I love my crazy life. I love my crazy videos. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says. I love it. And I feel very happy in it. And you will too. So change is what I advise you. Stop being affected by these people who mean nothing to you. They mean nothing. That guy down the road that doesn't like you is always, yeah, don't pay him no heed at all. He is not on your planet. More feathers all on that. So change and become the person that you want to be. And you will love yourself 100 times more. And you don't have to be the person that they think you are. What's up with these pens all rolling today? You don't have to be the person that they think you are. You have to be the person that you want to be, the person that is inside, that's bursting to come out. That person inside that wants to be set free. That is the person. So please, go and be that person. Because you don't want to get to an old person and then start looking back and saying, oh, I wish I had bought myself a green fur coat. You don't want to be that person that says, I regret the fact that I didn't become a great painter. Which is what I'm hoping. I will get into my painting more and more. I really need to get back into my painting because it has been a very stressful couple of months. And I need something more in my life than just this. And I think I need to do more painting. I did painting for a long while and I loved it. That's lovely. There's such an energy to it. I almost feel like the bird's kind of flying in space. So remember, you have those three things. Remember, you can choose to suffer. You can choose to accept. And you can choose to change. And with changing, there will be some difficult times. But I promise you, at the end, you will feel happier. The only difficulty in modern times at the moment, and I'm finding it myself at the moment, is that money is the only thing that's kind of holding back a lot of decisions. Money is the one thing that is kind of like, well, I would like to this, and this, but then money is so tight that you can't really do a lot of these things. And that's, you sometimes see these painters, especially like at the age, at that kind of college age, and you see them in a room and you got this big kind of, 100 by 100 inch canvas, and they're painting and they're throwing orange on and black and then pink and and the paint's about that thick, and then you will kind of follow their progress, and then they get to the stage where they have kind of left college and they are out in the real world, and then all of a sudden they're painting on things this big. Why? What happened? Well, you're not being given all that material from your college. You're not being fed giant canvases and as much paint as you can use and such. And then all of a sudden the reality of life kind of kicks in. But then again, if you do see these I mean, the real artist will see it. The real artist will see that, you know. I mean, I've used half a jar of that ink in one drawing. Half a jar. So that's kind of telling you that there's a lot of ink being used, and it will be expensive to do any type of art. But be an artist, okay? Don't miss your chance. Don't be pulled and swayed and convinced by other people to do other things. And if they think that your art is not good enough, what do you think? So change and become the person that you want to be. Change and be that person that's inside that is desperate to come out, okay? So today's drawing is some kind of magpie, some kind of bird, some kind of, I can see I've drawn stripes on him. And I love the energy in it. I love that kind of feeling, like almost like he's in the air kind of battle. And I love his sneaky face. So I'm very pleased with that drawing. So I hope you are too. And I would love you to get a comment from you. Send me a comment and tell me what you're thinking about today's drawing and today's talk. I would love to hear from you. So thank you very much for being here. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It is an absolute pleasure to have you with me. And have a fantastic day. I'll see you again very, very soon. Be that person. Okay.